Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Adnan, and you're watching Adnan Reacts. I think this is the first time that I'm sitting here in this setup that actually represents my culture, and you could see uh, so many different things that you might not have seen before anywhere, like these ceramics. I'm not sure. Yeah, you could see those ceramic dishes. Actually, they are made from a very small town known as Nasarpur, which is just about 10 minutes drive from where I live now, where I'm sitting now. I don't live here. This is just a studio place. So, and of course, these chairs are special too. They are made by some special techniques that I'm not sure, but I don't think that would be the techniques that they use are much common in today's world. So I will try to make a few videos on about these things, how are these things made, and it's a very difficult process. Even we made a video on this scarf that I'm wearing. It's known as an ajrak. It takes about a whole month to make a single ajrak. So, and they don't get paid very well enough for that kind of work, so that sucks. Yeah, but anyways, I won't be helping anyone. I mean, I would love to help anyone. I'm an artist myself, and I don't know if you could see this sculpture. Actually, I sculpted this back in 2017. So I'm an artist myself, and I know the value of art, but it's too sad that some things are not in our hands. So I'll just try to document things for you guys to see, and my culture, and other things. So, talking about today, what we are going to do today, I'm sure that many of you guys have do know about the recent incident, a sad tragedy that happened underwater. I'm talking about oceangate, the company that was providing experience for people, wealthy people, to explore underwater. And interestingly, two of the people in that incident happened to be Pakistanis, and they are very well-known family over here. And I do have a lot of respect for them because of two things. They were, or maybe even now, their family would continue their legacy. They have been very actively working for the development of education and health. Actually, one of the first interactive, you could say it was a science museum or something like that. I haven't been into it, but I have seen some videos on YouTube about that in past. So that interactive museum about science was developed, funded by the guy who unfortunately passed away in the incident. So what I'm going to watch today, I haven't watched much of the news regarding that, but what I'm more interested is the working of that. What can we say? It was a capsule type of thing, the Titan. So I found an animation on YouTube, which I saved for watching with you guys today. It's by, I think it's the channel is known as JR Animations. I'm not sure. I would need to check that out. But I have seen a couple of videos from that channel, and that guy just explains everything so in an easy way, and his animations are out of this world. So today we are going to watch that. I'm sure you are going to enjoy this video. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon so you can stay updated. If you would like to support this channel on Patreon or PMC, you could. The links to the both sites are in description. So let's go now. So the channel name is AI Telly. I think this is the new one, not the one that I mentioned before, but let's see what it has to offer. It actually explains the basics and mechanism behind this. Why is my Device not working well. So two videos, one is Windows. Okay, what is going on? Come on. Just trying to watch a video. I think we need to see how that thing worked from the beginning, right? Okay, what is going on? Come on. I've seen a couple of videos where that CEO of that company, the oceangate, is walking you through like and telling how uh, it's safe to use a PS2 joystick. Maybe that's what it was to operate that submersible.
जो फोन पे मैप देख के भी फिर गुम गई जी तो
In this video, we will be examining the engineering behind this submersible vehicle, which is used primarily for exploring the wreckage of the Titanic and the scientific research for data collection.
By the way, I'm not sure if you know this, but I have studied engineering too, electronics to be specifically.
Moving into the interior is the game controller that will be used for piloting the vessel. Tilting or pushing the stick like this results in the forward movement of the drone. We will also be looking at the step-by-step process of how this drone works and the various versions of what could have happened. Is it implosions that occurred deep down in the ocean depth, which shattered the Titan vessel into 5 various parts or debris? So stay tuned and don't miss a beat.
Okay, one thing. I know that, okay, one thing, yeah. I haven't really seen one of those joysticks you use. I've never really played any games on PS2 or seen it in person. So I'm not sure how tough that thing is, the joystick. But one thing I really like is that how simple it is. They have made it so simple. I think anyone could operate such a vessel if this is what you have to do. You know what I mean?
Oceangate Titan. This is not a submarine, but the Titan is a Cyclops-class manned submersible. But what's the difference between the two? The primary difference between a submersible and a submarine is that the submersible is launched from a mother vessel or home vessel. They are typically launched on a raft or platform, which is placed into the ocean and ultimately descends via 4 electric thrusters, which helps it to reach speeds of around 3 knots.
Oh,
But a submarine can dive underwater without any external equipment and surface all through the process of buoyancy. These are the basic system that makes up the submersible. Number 1. The mothership named the Polar Prince, which is actually an icebreaker. Number 2. The ramp that transports the vessel up to a certain department. Number 3. The oceangate Titan itself. Let's look at its specification. The vessel has a length of 22 feet 6.7 meters, which is pretty small considering it can go to great depths, while it has a breadth of around 9.2 feet or 2.8 meters. And it has a height of 8.3 feet or 2.5 meters. Comparing this to an average human will help us visualize how small it is.
yeah, that's what I like
Even
about
better,
such
let's compare
animations,
this
you
to
know.
a small SUV to help us understand its dimension better. Interestingly, it can carry around 5 people, a pilot, and 4 passengers, who have to sit on the floor and have limited room to move around. Imagine sitting like this for 8 hours. If someone asks the question, what if nature calls? Yes, there's a toilet on the
Obviously, yeah.
submersible, but is only separated from the rest of the capsule by a privacy curtain located at the front of the submarine.
What does that guy mean by a curtain? I mean, what about the smell? You know, and what about those sounds?
The interior of the vessel is pretty simple. You will have a joystick, which is actually a video game controller, and 2 monitors to help steer the vessel. One is for the sonar, and the other one placed on the side is for steering the submersible. This is probably one of the basic deep diving submarine you will ever see. Let's move outside the submersible to understand the engineering behind it. These are the 4 electric thrusters that help steer the vessel. 2 inner space thrusters are placed in a horizontal position as shown here, and 2 more are located on both sides of the vessel are placed in a vertical position. At the back is the electronics equipment and most probably contains oxygen and navigation system. It is an unmanned part of the vessel that also had the ability to even recycle some of the carbon dioxides and pump back the regenerated 50% oxygen into the cabin.
Wow.
This is one of the main reasons the submersible vessel has a 96-hour oxygen as claimed by the company. Interestingly, this is the entrance made up of titanium and opens up just like this. This is the camera of the vessel, which can be viewed from one of the two monitors.
And I
At
think
the
it
front are four
only
lights
opens
required for
from the
deep-sea
outside, not
diving.
from the inside, right?
With all this equipment, the submersible can go up to depths of 4,000 meters or 13,000 feet at a speed of 2.3 miles per hour or 3 knots. Now that we have established the basic functions, let's take a look at how this works. Step number 1. Mothership, which is the Polar Prince, anchors at a particular spot where the Titanic shipwreck is located.
Okay, yeah.
Step number 2. The ramp slowly disembarks from the mothership along with the Titan submersible. Step number 3. It will slowly descend to a certain depth. Step number 4. The small Titan submersible will disengage from the assigned platform. Step number 5. Titan will slowly descend at a low speed of 3 or 4 knots. Step number 6. The pilot will use the joysticks to pilot the vessel. This is how it works. Moving the joystick controller just like this will propel the vessel forward. Tilting the controller back will reverse the vessel with the help of the electric thrusters. If the pilot wants to turn left or right, he will just have to twist the controller and the effects will be as shown in the animations.
It's just like a game, right?
On the left-hand side of the joystick is the down and up controller. Tilting the controls forward results in the downward descent of the vessel, and pushing the controllers
Wow.
down results in the upward movement of the vessel. Let's look at 5 scenarios through the animations of what might have happened to the OceanGate Titan submersible. Version number 1.
Okay, so
The primary
possibilities.
objective of the submersible was for tourists to
Right.
explore the Titanic shipwreck hovering over it, an experience what only a few people were able to achieve. And while doing so, it could have been tangled in the wreckage of the Titanic. Version number 2. The battery might have ceased since it requires the 4 electric propellers to operate them.
Wow, it's so scary. I mean, wow,
Version
that's
number
so much
3.
deep.
Due to the extreme pressure in the dark ocean's depth, the only glass present in the vessel might have cracked. Version number 4. The submersible communicates with its mothership using a sonar system, and it could have been damaged while traveling halfway towards its destinations. Since it does not have any navigation system, the vessel might not
Yeah, I
be able to
heard
steer
about that in the news that when they launched that Titan, and within a few minutes, they were not able to communicate with it through the sonar technology because obviously GPS and radars don't work underwater.
away from danger. Version number 5. We hoped the drone would have resurfaced, but since it could only be opened from the exterior, this would have been an issue to communicate with the rescuers. But we believe, according to reports, there was
Okay,
an implosion,
we know
which
that,
means it
yeah,
exploded from
it
inside
was
the
an
submersible.
implosion. We
And
know
the
that
debris
now.
is located just 1,600 feet from the Titanic and consisted of 5 parts as shown here in the animations.
Okay,
This is the interior of the F-16 fighter jet. On the right side is the stick with all its functions. Interestingly, it moves only 1/4 of an inch. But don't be fooled by its limited motion, as it can turn this plane in any direction. Just like this, if you move the stick left, the aircraft will roll to the left.
oh,
We create original
sensitivity.
videos from scratch just like this F-16 fighter jet and how it works. Subscribe and watch out for the space, the nuclear submarine, and the engineering behind it rendered and animated in 4K 3D animations.
Oh, that is so nice. So, anyways, yeah, I know that this was a very technical video, but they tried so hard to make it more simple for people who don't have any clue about these type of things. I'm included in that, by the way. Yeah. So, but the idea that what might have had happened is just so scary for anyone. I mean, just imagine you being with a couple of other guys 4,000 meters below sea level or underwater, and no communication with the world or that mothership. In this case, you couldn't really send a distress call. You couldn't really hope, yeah, you couldn't hope that you would make it out alive. Yeah. So all of these things are just too scary. I've never been I've never been on a ship, to be very honest. And yeah, I have seen ocean, sea, from a very distance on the beach, and yet it scares me very much. It's so vast, it's so big. There are no markers as we human beings are, used to. Even if I'm going to a new place on land, my mind would be keeping an eye on everything, But in the ocean or the sea, everything just looks like it's an endless path which is repeating itself, It doesn't, it is infinite. I mean, I know it's not, but it just feels like it. So how the idea of how those guys must be feeling in that submersible is too frightening, and I can't even imagine what they were feeling right there or what were their hopes. And just to mention that an 18-year-old was also in that thing, or his family didn't knew that it would be their last Father's Day. So that is emotional and sad. As President John F. Kennedy said, I'm not sure what he said. I know what he said, but I'm not sure about his exact words. But he said something. One small step from a man is a big leap for whole mankind. So I see this experience as that. Why not explore more and go into the deepest parts of the ocean. By the way, I've not seen any videos on it, but I've just read that James Cameron actually dived 33 times to see the wreck of Titanic while he was making its movie. And he was also the person who went into the deepest point, the Mariana Trench, in his own submersible. So I'm not sure how that was different from this, or many people have been criticizing this thing for its low quality and overconfidence from that company or its CEO. So I might not know more about those things, and maybe they are trying to hide some things from us. It's just how it works, I guess. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe to this channel for more upcoming videos. If you would like to see me react to or learn more about this topic, they have another video uh, talking about the implosion, how that happened. If you want, I could react to it for you guys and make a video on it. So hope you guys have been doing great. See you again next time. Bye.